Let's work now on class discussion 5, solving quadratic equations using quadratic formula. So here we have a formula here that we need to remember, in which you don't have to memorize on during Regents exam because it is provided. So we have here x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, now you might be wondering where to get a, b, and c. This is actually from the standard form. So you have to remember the standard form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So a is the number before x squared, b is the number before x, and c is just the constant. So that is where you're going to identify the values of a, b, and c. So make sure that you have the standard form. It is set equal to 0. So make sure that you have the standard form. Okay, let's have now example 5.1. Solve the equation 12x squared plus 11x minus 5. So since this one is already in the standard form, so we can now identify the values of a, b, and c. So this one is already in the standard form. This is a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So which means that my a value is equal to 12, my b value is equal to 11, my c value is equal to negative 5. Don't forget to write the negative. So a is 12, b is 11, c is negative 5. Okay, so I'll now write the formulas. We have here x equals negative. Okay, let me have it this way because sometimes students are confused. So we have here negative. I will just have that plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times, okay, divided by 2 times the value. Okay, so let's just have a notation here. This is my b value, this is my a value, this is my b value, and this is my a, and this is my c. Okay, and this is my a value. So what you can do here is just plug in those numbers. So b is this one, which is actually 11, and this is also 11, and a is 12, and c is negative 5, and a is 12. Okay, it's simple. Try to have the structure first so that you will not be confused on what to do. Okay, once you inputted the numbers correctly, you are now halfway to the correct answer. So you have now x equals, so negative times positive 11 is negative 11 plus minus the square root of something over 2 times 12. So you have 2 times 12, and that gives you 24. Now, next thing here that I want you to practice is just work out everything, this number here, in the calculator. Okay, that's what you're going to write it here. Again, a lot of times students are confused, like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Okay, but I want you to practice how using calculator. So inside the square root, I want you to enter that everything in the calculator, how it looks like. So parenthesis 11 squared minus 4 parenthesis 12 parenthesis, then parenthesis negative 5 parenthesis. Okay, so you can see here how what's inside the square root, I just entered that everything, just the inside numbers. Press enter, and this gives you 361. So this one would be 361. Let's see if 361 has a square root. So you have here second square root of 361. Press enter. Okay, it's a perfect square, which is actually 19. So we can now write this one. So we have here x equals negative 11 plus minus 19 divided by 24. Okay, so here we can now split. We are splitting now the plus 19 and the minus 19. So you have the plus 19 and the minus 19. So when you write your final answer, it should be x equals negative 11 plus 19 divided by 24, and we have x equals negative 11 minus 19 divided by 24. And this one now would be in the calculator. So we have here negative 11 plus 19. I want you to write it down. So we have here 8 divide 24, and x therefore equals, so you have 8 divided by 24. Press enter. When you are having a repeating decimal, excuse me, go to math, enter twice, and this one gives you 1/3. So this one is the simplest form. And the second one, we have x equals negative 11 minus 19. Press enter. So this one is negative 30 divide 24. So you have x equals, so you have negative 30 divided by 24. Press enter. Go to math, enter twice. So this one negative 5/4. So therefore that would be our solutions, or the roots, or we call them roots of the quadratic equations. I would say x equals 1/3 and x equals negative 5/4. Or I can just write this one in terms of set notation. So this should be negative 5/4, and you have here 1/3. The order here doesn't matter, so I can write that one in any order. So this would be my final answer. Okay. Now let's work now on example 5.2. And it says here, write your answer in simplest form. Okay, find the roots of the equation. Okay, so this one is not in standard form yet, so this one needs to set equal to 0. Okay, so we'll just do the move over. It's a lot easier, so we'll just move over this on the right side. So this would be 6y squared minus 13y plus 12. I'll move that over, so it becomes minus 4y squared equals 0. Okay, now we will collect all like terms. So this one and this are like terms, so we just combine that. So 6 minus 4, press enter. So that should be 2y squared. So you have 2y squared minus 13y plus 12 equals 0. So here this is already in the standard form. So this is now our ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That means my a is 2, my b is negative 13, my c is 12. Okay, so we are now ready to write the formula. Now we're solving for y. X can be the variable, can be any variable here. So in this case we have y, so I will just say y equals, so you have y equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. I'll write down here the letters. So this is our B, this is our B, this is our A, C, and this is your A, just to remind yourself. So B is 13, negative 13. This is negative 13. A is 2, C is 12, A is 2. It's just easy form because it's a formula, so we just plug in whatever values of the A, B, and C that are given. So here we can now have y equals, so negative becomes positive, so negative times negative 13, that becomes positive 13, plus minus square root of something divided by 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so it's an easy setup. And now you pay attention to what's inside the square root. So this is the only part here that I do not want you to be confused, which is actually should be here inside the square root. So when you try to find the result there, just enter everything in the calculator. So we have here negative 13 squared. Okay, I have a mistake. Delete. Oops, let me just clear this. So we have here parenthesis negative 13 squared minus 4 parenthesis 2 parenthesis 12. Okay, then press enter. So we have here 73. So let's check if there is a square root of 73. So you have here a second square root of 73. Press enter. Okay, there is no square root for that. So which means that we'll just leave it there. Okay, so let's now split this one. You can split this one into 2. Okay, so you can have here the plus square root of 73 and the minus square root of 73. Okay, so when you write your answer, it should be y equals 13 plus square root of 73 divided by 4, or you can have y equals 13 minus square root of 73 over 4. Okay, so since there is no square root of 73, we'll just leave our answer like this. So this would be our two values of y. Okay, or when you write your final answer now, your solution would be, or your roots would be equal to y equals those two, or you can just write this one as 13 plus minus square root of 73 over 4. So you can have it this way, or you can split that one. Okay, that's it.